So I had this driver's ed class, and pretty much the way that it would work would be they teach us about rules of the road, the way the laws work, anything related to driving in the road. And we had this guest speaker come in about a few days ago. He pretty much came in to speak to us about texting whilst driving is really bad, not good for you. And I was like, okay, come on, that's funny. Anyways, let me get back to doing my notes. But then he played a video on the big screen. And this video was very different. I want you to envision this with me. There was a guy at a motorcycle. Envision any highway in the world. There's a guy stopped in a motorcycle at a stop sign, okay? Guy in a motorcycle at a stop sign, 0 miles per hour, 0 kilometer, whatever. There's a girl on her phone that's driving at 50 miles per hour, or maybe like, what is that? 60, 70 kilometers per hour. She's driving at this intense speed and she doesn't see the stop sign in front of her. So she's driving, she's going, and she's texting while driving, so she doesn't even notice what's happening. And she doesn't see what's happening in front of him, but the guy in the motorcycle looks behind him, sees the girl that's going at like fucking light speed and says, "Stop!" It's too late. Boom! She demolishes the motorcycle, hits this guy off the motorcycle. He lands on her front driver's mirror. You know, the front side of the car. I don't know what it's called, but he lands on that side, rolls over, and now he's airborne. He's flying through the air at like however much speed that girl is going. So now he's airborne. Whee! And then he lands. He hits the ground whilst going at least 50 kilometers per hour, maybe like 50 kilometers per hour, maybe 30 miles per hour. He hits the ground. He's fucking dead. You can't hit the ground like that and survive after getting into a car wreck with no protection. He hits the ground, he hits the cement. His body, his brain, his bits, everything go everywhere. They're all scattered. This guy is fucking dead because of this girl that's texting whilst driving. And then the guest speaker stops the video, looks us straight in the eyes, and says, "That man on the motorcycle was my father." The tone in the classroom goes straight to dark, like dead silence. And I want you to answer this question. Who is at fault here? The person texting whilst driving, or the guy on the motorcycle? Who is at fault? AJ, this is a no-brainer. Obviously, the girl texting whilst driving. What the fuck? You dumbass. Okay, I guess that's fair. Who's responsible? The girl texting whilst driving, or the family of the father that was obliterated that day? Who's responsible? If you said the girl that was texting whilst driving, quite frankly, I think you're a dumbass. It's all of them. They're both responsible. I'm going to teach you why in this video. Also, if you want to feel more connected to me, you can join our Legion. Links in the description. You're always welcome. You're always welcome in. I'm going to give you this little shortcut. If you want to become a man, you must take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. Do you want to know why the guy that came to speak to us, the guest speaker, you want to know why he's responsible? Because it's from the moment he got the news that his father died. It's the moment that he got the news. Whatever he did from that point on was all within his control. And do you want to know what he decided to do? He grabs life by the balls, took full responsibility, and started making a PSA, a message known across the world. Texting whilst driving is bad, and he did his hardest to spread that message as much as he could. What I'm trying to get at here is that he took full responsibility of the situation, of the fact that his father was obliterated by a texting driver. He took full responsibility. And where did that lead him? Into all these other classrooms all around the world, teaching and spreading this message. But you want to know what else he could have done? He could have continued to blame the texting driver. He could have continued to just sit at home and cry, stay depressed, keep the message to himself, and just hate all texting drivers forever. He could have chosen, yes, chosen to sit in his room. I'm going to try to do an example and go, God, texting drivers are so bad. And he'll do this for years and years and years. He'll stay a victim. He had the option to do that. He genuinely had the option. He had all the beliefs. He had the right circumstances. He had the right beliefs. Everything around him aligned to be a victim. But he chose not to be. He could have been like, my father was killed by a texting driver. So all texting drivers are bad and evil and horrible. But I'm not going to do anything about it. No. He said, fuck that. I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to go out there and show all these other 16-year-olds, all these new drivers, that texting whilst driving is such a horrible thing that you can do. And just by doing that, he's lowering the chances that our new drivers, yes, me, when I go onto the road, I won't be a fucking dumbass that's going like, you must take responsibility for everything in your life. So a book like this book right here, when I bought it, well, I didn't even have to buy it. I decided to take responsibility, use the money that I had, and use it in a good way. I took full responsibility in reading this book and using its, using its knowledge to better produce better videos. So let me give you a good example. If newborn baby showed up at your front door in a crib, it's not your fault the baby ended up there. Maybe it isn't, not at all. It's not your fault. But whatever you decide to do from that point on is your responsibility. Please understand this concept, bro. Everything that happens in your life, everything that you choose, all has to do with you taking responsibility. Oh my God. The position that you're in right now in life, whether it be good or bad, whether it be shit or negative or great or inspiring or whatever, it all has to do with you choosing to be there. It all has to do with you taking responsibility. God, this is such an important concept. You want to know why people are like, I don't want to take responsibility for my problems? Because they assume that to take responsibility for their problems means to be at fault for them. No. You're not at fault for the weather raining today. You're not at fault. But it is in your responsibility to change and adapt to that fault that's affecting you, and to wear a fucking hoodie and not fucking and to not wear a fucking wife beater and shorts. When you decide to hold other people responsible for your problems, that it's not my fault, okay, that's fair. But when you also decide to say, I'm not going to be responsible for this, you're losing. The better version of you is up here whilst you right now are going down here. You must take responsibility. You must take accountability. Oh my God. Because choosing to blame other people for your problems, choosing external factors, makes you feel like such shit. Because as a rule of stoicism, you cannot control the external world. You cannot choose and decide what is going to happen in the world today. You can only choose how you react to it. You can only choose how you decide to respond to it. So what are you, huh? Are you going to react to it? Are you going to respond to it? Are you going to look at it? Are you going to look at the problems in your day-to-day life as like, I don't want to deal with them. I can have someone else deal with them. So for an example, it would be like, you're fat. And you're going to blame those chips. Those chips are the reason why I'm fat. Those chips are the reason why those chips are what's responsible for me being fat. We could say that. We could absolutely say that. But what are you going to do, huh? Well, those chips are responsible for why I'm fat, so I guess I'll just continue to stay fat. You a fucking dumbass. Well, porn is the reason why I nut so much, so I should just let it continue being the reason why I nut so much. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Understand today that from this point on, you are always choosing in every part of your life. You are always choosing. That's going to be the video. See you later.